Alabama's WVUA News at 10 with your award-winning news team, Claire Huddleston. Weather with Richard Scott and sports with Gary Harris.
Thanks for joining us tonight. The Tuscaloosa County Republican Party honored Alabama Governor Robert Bentley at the 6th Annual Lincoln-Reagan Dinner this evening. Mississippi Governor Haley Barber gave the keynote address. WVUA's Sarah Chavnik has more.
Bryant-Denny Stadium was the backdrop for the 6th Annual Lincoln-Reagan Dinner. It's a place familiar to Tuscaloosa native and Alabama Governor Robert Bentley.
I love these people here in Tuscaloosa. You know, they've been my patients for years, and I love this city and this surrounding area, West Alabama, and it's always good to be back home.
While Bentley adores his hometown, he realizes it faces many challenges along with the rest of the state.
We're going to create jobs in our state, and that's what we're already doing at the present time. And in fact, we just passed the 5,000 job announcement just this week of new jobs that we've created in Alabama since I was inaugurated. Now you can say, well, that's not a lot of jobs, but let me tell you, for that 5,000 people, it's a lot of jobs.
Mississippi Governor Haley Barber is dealing with similar issues.
This part of Alabama and south of here in the Black Belt and West Alabama is like my part of Mississippi, the Mississippi Delta. Job creation's harder.
Barber delivered the keynote address and touched on similarities between the two states, including natural disasters.
Those tornadoes that hit Alabama, most of them came into Alabama from Mississippi. And while we didn't have big cities like Tuscaloosa and Birmingham that were directly hit, we saw some of the same destruction. Clearly, Alabama is into the long-term recovery stage, rebuilding. That's making progress virtually everywhere in Alabama.
Barber and Bentley hope the progress continues and carries over into other areas of the states. Reporting for WVUA News, I'm Sarah Chavnik.
Neither governor has endorsed a presidential nominee, but they say they're hopeful for a change at the top. Money from tonight's ticket sales will go to future Republican candidates, but a special part of tonight's event will benefit Tuscaloosa County third graders. The Republican women of Tuscaloosa had a silent auction before the Lincoln-Reagan dinner. Some of the auctioned items included President Ronald Reagan memorabilia, jewelry, and purses. The Republican women of Tuscaloosa will use that money to buy every third grader in Tuscaloosa County a personal dictionary.
Well, it was kind of going along with the literacy program that I believe it was the first Mrs. Bush was very interested in literacy, and then, of course, when the second Mrs. Bush her husband came into office, she's a librarian, and so books were very important, and we just picked up on that, I think.
If you would like to donate to all the third graders and so that they get a dictionary, you can call 205-339-4979. Several Tuscaloosa residents say they have a problem with part of the Tuscaloosa Ford rebuilding plan. The group met at the Tuscaloosa Department of Transportation tonight. The residents encouraged each other to speak out against the Tuscaloosa Ford plan. Some residents say they aren't getting a fair value for their property because of new city ordinances recently passed by city leaders. Lars Espenson says his father-in-law survived the April 27th tornado in the Forest Lake neighborhood. Espenson is encouraging all residents to read the Tuscaloosa Ford plan before they start supporting it.
Everyone should oppose this every chance they get, because even if these ordinances aren't affecting you now, they will in the future. As soon as you try to do something with your property, you'll be told no.
The Tuscaloosa City Council approved the Tuscaloosa Ford plan last week. City leaders say this is the right decision for Tuscaloosa at this time. Many business owners are in the process of making plans to rebuild after the April 27th tornado. Some have found new homes, while others are repairing their old locations. WVUA's Daniel Sparkman shows us how to find out where local businesses will be.
As you drive along 15th Street, you notice not much in the way of new buildings. Why? Building codes that took effect after their business was built.
We're on a location on 15th Street, which is totally gone now, just an empty lot. We've considered building back on that lot, but more than likely the new codes and regulations will prohibit us from building the type building we would need to have an appliance business there.
Many business owners were also waiting for the Tuscaloosa Forward Plan.
They've been patient on the city, getting our plan passed, and now we are working to make sure they get their business back going.
Businesses like H&W Drugs will not return, while others such as Acker Appliance will permanently stay in their temporary locations.
We'll more than likely stay right where we're at, as long as business is good and our customers have certainly been loyal and have found us, and we hope that continues, and we've just been blessed.
But thanks to a new page on TuscaloosaForward.com, now you can find out which businesses along 15th Street are reopening.
If people want to know where businesses are going to be rebuilt, they can go on the website and see what places are being repaired or where they expect to find another business.
Several businesses are already being repaired or have plans to return, such as Hardee's, Taco Casa, and the new home for Hokkaido. In Tuscaloosa, Daniel Sparkman, WVUA News.
For a link to the Tuscaloosa Ford plan, visit our website, WVUATV.com, and click Numbers and Links. One local church is turning to Zumba to help raise money for Tuscaloosa tornado relief efforts. Christ Episcopal Church in downtown Tuscaloosa hosted a Zumbathon tonight. Over 50 people attended, and all proceeds will go to the church's Lazarus Ministry Fund. The church says Zumbathon raised over $1,000. Kathy Harris organized the Zumbathon after hearing about a similar event last month in Birmingham. She says it's a great way to keep the community focused on rebuilding while having fun at the same time.
I really think that this is a great way to keep the community aware that there's a lot of need out there, and that we're all trying to work towards getting back to where we were before the tornado.
Harris says she hopes to have more Zumbathons in the future since today's event was so successful. Some Brookwood High School students are getting real-life experience planning a wedding. The Family and Consumer Sciences class had a mock wedding and reception today so they could learn all the skills and concepts that go into this type of event. Students elected the actual wedding party, and other students chose jobs to assist with the wedding. Local vendors also pitched in to help out. Here you see student Ashley Gilbert working with a Forget-Me-Not florist to complete the wedding bouquets and boutonnieres. A group of students who chose to be the bakers worked with wedding cake baker Jimmy Deason to make the wedding cake. Bertrand Hatfield and David's Bridal also helped out. The wedding was at Brookwood Methodist Church, with the reception following in the school library.